Hello class, today we're actually going to take a look at how to format using the Chicago style when writing a paper in a history class. I found this site, OWL at Purdue University, very helpful, especially since unlike APA and MLA format, Chicago is not as widely used, so for those of us who are social studies majors and need to learn how to use it for history papers, it's actually very handy to have a guide. So we're going to start with the main page, which is the Chicago Manual of Style 16th edition. What this page does is actually give you a rundown of some of the rules that you have to follow when writing in Chicago style for a research paper. This page itself is not a comprehensive guide. There are actually other links we're going to click to take a closer look, but this kind of gives you a general feel for what a Chicago style paper should look like. When we go to the general format page here, we actually get more in-depth guidelines. Some of them are actually located under the general CMS guidelines. Right here it says how the page should look, how to set your margins, your typeface, your font size, all of that important stuff. And then it goes down to introducing a title page and how that should look, how your main body of the paper should look, including your quotations, and how your reference page should look, as well as how to do footnotes and headings. After we take a look at this page, we're going to go over to the left and start looking at more of the specific ways to document certain types of sources. If you click on the books link, it actually gives you the model for citing books, including the rundown of how your sources should look, including books by just one author, books by multiple authors, and books with author and editor, and so on. There's also a tab for periodicals, including printed journals, electronic journals, and magazines, and how to cite those. Web sources is actually a really interesting one to click because a lot of us students are actually getting our sources from the internet currently. So as long as it's a valid site to use, you want to make sure that you're sourcing it correctly. And in order to cite these sources, you can actually take a look here and it will show you how. The most helpful page to me actually would be the sample papers. This actually gives you an idea as to, let me click that. This actually gives you an idea as to how your paper should look when you are done. It has blue boxes here that contain directions for writing and citing in Chicago's format, and then the green boxes actually contain explanations of the Chicago guidelines. Once I'm actually done with my paper altogether, I make sure to check this site at last, just to make sure that everything looks the way it should. Well, thank you for learning with me today. This concludes your lesson on how to use OWL at Purdue in order to find out how to source a Chicago-style paper.